Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great pleasure for me to speak at this very important Global IP Summit, and I'm delighted that I'm engaging with you in such an innovative way through this video link. Innovation is the new mantra for value-added growth, and every economy in the world, whether it be developed or developing, is pursuing this strategy of sustainable growth. Intellectual property is its currency, and a very valuable currency at that. India is certainly pursuing a very strong innovation-led growth path, and it is committed to also delivering high-value intellectual property. In this context, India is pursuing a strong growth strategy based on innovation, and the Prime Minister, in fact, has declared that this is the decade of innovation, and has also constituted the National Innovation Council, of which I'm proud to be a member. The National Innovation Council has actually drawn up a very clear strategy for innovation, all focused on inclusive economic development on a very strong innovation-led platform. The National Innovation Council has formulated a very comprehensive five-pronged approach to innovation, starting with creating a very strong and robust platform that supports innovation. It then focuses on inclusive innovation that will reach every strata of our society, and this is very fundamental to inclusive economic development based on innovation. It then focuses on creating the right innovation ecosystem, which is really about creating clusters of innovation. The next fundamental strategy is to create the drivers or enablers of innovation, which is about funding, which is about incentives, which is about creating special niches for innovation. And finally, it is about engagement, it is about discourse. So it is focused on creating the right networking platform for all those stakeholders in innovation to interact, collaborate, and make sure that they deliver on innovation. Based on this, the Innovation Council's two important starting initiatives are about the India Inclusive Innovation Fund, that is focused on funding and seed funding a number of innovations across all sectors, on the condition that these are about addressing our current day economic challenges, of ensuring that it is about inclusive economic development. And the second initiative is about innovation clusters, where the Innovation Council has identified a number of important opportunities for our country, whether it be life sciences, whether it be IT, whether it be textiles, whether it be other industrial hubs of innovation, whether it be energy. So these are the clusters that we believe will create an ecosystem of innovation that will help this country to address a number of its present-day challenges in a very innovative manner. Now, turning to innovation in a broader sense, if we look at India's economic model today, it is highly skewed. Agriculture, which is the largest employment creator in this country contributes the least to our GDP. Whereas the services sector, which is the highest contributor to our GDP, does not have as large an employment metrics as agriculture. And if you look at the manufacturing or the industrial sector, it is highly skewed because it is not at an optimal level which can actually drive this economy in a sustainable way. So the challenge ahead of us is to see how do we balance this economic model where all three segments of our economy reinforce each other. So we do need a balance. We do need to ensure that agriculture actually starts becoming a bigger contributor to GDP, and then makes sure that jobs in agriculture, which are at this point in time based on subsistence employment, moves to the industrial sector. We need to strengthen our manufacturing sector. And in order to do this, we do need innovative models. We do need to focus on innovative manufacturing. And there are a number of opportunities for India to do so. I would like to focus on our own sector, which is pharma life sciences. Here, India has some very strong innovative qualities. We have become the world's lowest cost producer of vaccines and generic drugs. And very soon, we also hope to emulate this success through biosimilars. So, the driver of innovation in these aspects has been cost. And we have been able to therefore leverage our engineering and scientific capabilities to drive innovation that are focused on cost reduction. The path ahead now is to create strong IP that are based on discovery-based innovation, that come up with new products, new diagnostics, new devices. This is the way forward for the pharma biotech sector in healthcare. Healthcare itself is such a huge challenge for India that we do need to find innovative ways to make sure that we actually provide access to every citizen in terms of basic healthcare. The government has started taking initial steps of rolling out an universal healthcare system. But having said that, there is much to be done. Technology is going to be a big driver of innovation, be it healthcare, be it education, be it manufacturing, be it services. Because every one of these sectors needs value-added growth, and that can only come from innovation. And that innovation will also then bring with it high-value intellectual property, which is a very, very valuable currency going forward. We as a company have certainly focused a lot on innovation and creating high-value IP by focusing on novel products, novel diagnostics, and novel devices. Some of our programs have actually been commercialized, albeit in India at this point in time, but in the future, we hope to make a global play of this high-value innovation that we are investing in. And I'm confident that in the next 10 years, you will see the Indian pharma and biotech sector creating huge intellectual value for the country, and in the process solving a number of our present-day challenges, whether it is energy independence through biofuels, whether it is addressing our unmet healthcare needs through vaccines and pharmaceuticals and devices and diagnostics, or whether it be education through e-education that delivers equitable education for all. I am very confident that innovation will be the hallmark of India in the days ahead. If we look at our patenting culture, it has been wanting, and even today, India's track record in patenting is not impressive. The Prime Minister made a very categorical statement at this year's Indian Science Congress, where he basically made a case for Indian science and Indian scientists to pursue high-value innovation. And he did point out that we do lag behind when it comes to patents, when it comes to publications, and there must be much greater focus on making sure that we actually climb up the ladder. Today, the Indian Patent Office has metrics which show that although patents have been growing over the last 5 years from about 17,000 patents to about 40,000 patents, we are woefully short of countries like China, where they annually file upwards of 500,000 patents. When it comes to examination and grant, it is even poorer. India grants today on an average only about 7,000 patents a year because its capacity to examine patents is inadequate. We do need to beef up our IP infrastructure. We do need to beef up our patent office. We do need to increase the number of patent examiners. And we do need to encourage every company in this country, every scientific laboratory in this country to be focused on patent filing. Dr. Mashelkar brought in this concept of patent literacy, which started directing our national laboratories from publications to patents. The job has been done and begun, but we need to move it ahead to the next level. We need to make sure that we exponentially grow the number of patent filings, examinations, and grants. In addition to that, we also need to look at some of the recent, alarming and concerns that we have around compulsory licensing. I think India as a country certainly is very focused on affordable healthcare, and we do know that there is an urgent need to address affordable drugs, and we do know that there needs to be a balance between monetizing IP and delivering affordable drugs. And here I think multinationals have to be more sensitive about the needs of countries like India. However, having said that, I think India also needs to play its role in ensuring that we do not misuse this privilege of compulsory licensing. Compulsory licensing is meant to address national emergencies. There are many mechanisms of bringing down drug prices, and compulsory licensing, in my view, must be a last resort, not the first, like it is being done today. The most recent case where patient advocacy groups have called for compulsory licensing of a product like Herceptin for breast cancer, I believe is uncalled for. Neither the molecule or the formulation patent exists in India, and therefore there is no need to invoke compulsory licensing for Herceptin. And even if they were to invoke a compulsory licensing for Herceptin, it will take any company starting today at least 2 to 3 years before they develop and commercialize Herceptin for Indian patients, because that's how long it will take under the present biosimilar guidelines as enunciated by the Government of India, by the Department of Biotechnology. There are already a few companies developing Herceptin, which should be commercialized in the next year or two. So I don't see why we are making this big debate on Herceptin. which is to me irrelevant. On the other hand, let's focus on strengthening our IP, on making sure that we have the right IP infrastructure. Let's focus on making sure that we develop high quality biosimilars as we go along. And more importantly, let's focus on developing new drugs that can make global impact. So I'd like to end there by saying that IP is a very important currency for India as we move into the next phase of our development. I believe that innovation is going to hold the key for various economic challenges that we face today, and we can create a very strong and robust economy through innovative solutions. And we all have a role to play in ensuring that we deliver sustainable value-added growth by focusing and investing in innovation and intellectual property. Thank you.